Hello again, welcome back to the Telltale channel. Today's book is Thomas and Friend, Thomas and Percy to the Rescue. Be sure to pay close attention to the story and watch it all the way to the end for the fun quiz and fun facts. Please remember you can help the channel grow by just clicking the subscribe button, it's 100% free. The engines were talking in the engine shed. Everyone seems much happier in the springtime, said Thomas. But we have to work extra hard in the springtime, grumbled James. The fat controller makes us travel down to the coast to work. I like the salty coast air in my smokebox, said Percy. Pa, it's the countryside that gets me really fired up, snorted James, as he puffed away to collect some fuel trucks from the docks. The fat controller told Thomas and Percy they would be working at the scrapyard. Where do you like working best, Percy asked Thomas, as they arrived at the scrapyard. I don't really mind where I work, said Thomas, so long as I can be a really useful engine. We'll be working hard today, said Percy. The fat controller said there is a large pile of scrap metal for us to move. When Thomas and Percy shunted some trucks into a siding at the scrapyard, they saw an old coach there looking rather sad. What are you doing here, asked Percy in surprise. They call me Old Slow Coach, she said. They say I'm not useful anymore, so I was sent to the scrapyard, she added sadly. You are a little dusty, but you look in perfect shape to me, said Thomas. Excuse me, Percy's driver said to the yard manager, what will happen to this coach? Old Slow Coach has been here for years, said the yard manager. She's not useful anymore, so she'll be broken up for scrap sometime soon. Thomas and Percy felt very sorry for the coach. We'll try and help you, said Thomas, but he really didn't know what they could do. James whistled happily as he pulled the fuel trucks through the countryside. He was making good time, so he knew the fat controller would be pleased with him. But James did not notice that one of the trucks was leaking fuel onto the track. Suddenly, a spark flew out of James's funnel and set the leaking fuel on fire. Help, whistled James in shock, as he sped along the track with clouds of smoke and flames flying out behind him. James moved quickly off the main track and stopped in a siding. His driver leapt down from the cab and rushed to the emergency phone to call for help. Hello, please send help quickly, he said. James's trucks are on fire and they're carrying fuel, so it's very dangerous. The firemen set out straight away. James waited anxiously while his driver tried to put out the fire. Thomas and Percy had finished working at the scrapyard. When they reached the junction, they were surprised to see smoke. A guard was waving a red warning flag at them. Sparks from James's funnel have caused a fire in some fuel trucks, he told them. It's a bit of a mess, but the firemen have now got the fire under control. You said the countryside got you all fired up, Percy told James, but I didn't think you meant it this way. Pa, snorted James, it was the stupid truck's fault, not mine. It is safe for you to move past James now, said the fireman to Thomas and Percy. The engines puffed slowly past James. They felt rather sorry for him now. Thomas and Percy went to Tidmouth Halt Station. The drivers talked to the station master and the engines had a long cool drink at the water tower. When the engines had filled up their tanks, they waited for their drivers to return. Suddenly, their drivers came running towards them. Are we late for something, asked Thomas. We've just heard the workman's hut at the seaside is on fire, said Thomas's driver. Let's go and see what we can do to help. When Thomas and Percy arrived at the burning building, they saw the fire engines had already arrived. The firemen were using hoses to fight the fire, but they had a problem. They were about to run out of water. We can't use seawater, said a fireman, because it clogs up our works. And if we can't find more water from somewhere, then I'm afraid we'll just have to let the workman's hut burn. Thomas had a good idea. Why don't you use the water in our tanks, he said. We've just refilled them at Tidmouth Halt Station, so there should be plenty for you to use. You're a very clever engine, said the chief fireman. He called over all the firemen and told them about Thomas's plan. The firemen were impressed. They quickly brought their hoses to Thomas and Percy and used the water in their tanks to tackle the fire. Thomas and Percy watched the firemen fight the fire. They had to use nearly all the water from the engine's tanks. Unfortunately, when the smoke cleared, everyone could see the workman's hut had been destroyed. Thank you all for your hard work, said the foreman. It's a terrible shame that the hut has burnt down. My workmen lived there and I don't know where they can stay now. Does anyone have any ideas? I think I know where they can stay, said Percy. We can bring old Slow Coach here for them to live in. She would be the perfect new home for the workmen. She'll be really comfortable too, added Thomas. What a great idea, Percy, said his driver. I'll check the Fat Controller is happy for us to bring old Slow Coach here, said Thomas's driver. The Fat Controller thought it was a very good idea. I'll get the scrapyard manager to clean her up, so she'll be ready for you to collect her, he said. Old Slow Coach was now a very happy coach indeed. I can't thank you enough. I feel really splendid, she said to Thomas and Percy, as they took her down to her new home at the seaside. When they arrived, everyone agreed there really was nothing old or slow about Coach, who would continue to be a really useful coach forevermore. The end. Fun fact. Back when fire trucks were horse-drawn carriages, a Dalmatian dog would run ahead of the horses and clear the path for them so they could get to fires faster. Were you paying close attention to the story? Try the fun quiz. Where did Thomas and Percy first meet old Slow Coach? The answer is at the scrapyard. What color flag did the guard wave to signal danger ahead? The answer is a red flag. Where did Thomas and Percy fill their tanks with water? The answer is Tidmouth Halt Station. Fun fact. There are 3 different kinds of firefighting machines. There's the pumper truck, there's the tanker truck, and then there's the ladder truck, all of which serve different but equally important roles in aiding firefighters. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Remember to like and subscribe for free to the Telltale channel and click the notification bell for more stories, quizzes, and fun facts. Check out the channel's playlist for more Telltale stories and fairy tales.